Hello! Hello, and welcome to the first of our solo episodes in a pre-campaign introduction sequence. Today we are in our first one, and we are with Sebastian Belmont, otherwise better known as Josh. Josh, before we begin, tell us a little bit about Sebastian.
So Sebastian is just a regular boy like any other. He's a human. He is a wizard. He likes experimenting with magic and kind of testing the limits of what he can and can't do. And that's kind of what he just fills his day doing. He kind of likes being a bit left alone from his parents. And he's yeah, a bit aloof, but gets very excited when talking about magic.
Okay. And for our little solo session, first we want to go back in time a little while. So it's the year 3288. Sebastian is 19 years old, is that correct? And he's out for a visit with his friend Furlock, or to his friend Furlock. So as you arrive at Arbondon, you've travelled with a group of merchants on a cart, and you come to Furlock's shack. Tiny little shack, just positioned outside of Arbondon. And as per usual, you would know to go up and knock and see if he's in. And that is where we begin.
Yeah, I will do so.
Okay. Yes. Can I help you?
Hey, it's Sebastian.
Come on in, Sebastian. Come on in.
I will enter the home.
And as you enter this tiny shack, you can never really see in the door of Furlock's shack. It always looks slightly warm and welcoming, even though the shack is run down and ramshackle. But when you arrive inside, suddenly it's a whole different kettle of fish. We have a wondrous tower that extends up and up and up and up and up to an endless library. At the centre of which is, of course, Furlock, who is... Oh, I didn't mean to do that, sorry. There we go. Who's there? So, as you come in, Furlock... Sebastian, it's been a long time. I'm so glad to see you. I've got something for you.
Oh, what is it? Is it another one of your sandwiches?
No, although would you like a drink?
No, I'm fine, thank you.
And with this, he sort of lets out a little gesture, and he takes out a tiny little whistle from one of his many pockets of his robe, and he blows on it. And a strange sort of overly furry orange monkey comes leaping down from the library and brings with him a scroll. He says, I came across this in one of my books recently. I thought we might try it together. Something unusual about it.
Sure, what is it? What's unusual about it?
I think it creates like a familiar, but something stronger, something more, something we can really, that might even have its own magical ability.
Wait, sorry, you think the scroll might have?
I think when we cast from the scroll, we will summon a creature that has its own magical ability and is under our control, and we can speak to it.
That sounds very dangerous. But sure, but open up the scroll.
Does sound fun, does it not, though?
Yeah.
And he unveils the scroll, and, well, let me see here. It looks like it's written in Old Elvish. But it should be easy enough to pronounce, I think. Shall we read it together?
Sure, I can try. I don't speak Elvish, but I can try.
No, nor do I, but it's fairly phonetic. We just follow the words as it looks like, and we'll see what happens. And with that, the two of you begin reading the scroll together. Absolutely nothing happens. And Furlock looks to you. Well, that's disappointing, isn't it? I'd really hoped that... Oh, blast and bother. Well, I did have something else for you. Let me just get something. And then he reaches into a drawer and he pulls out a long wand with a blue crystal in the top. He says, now this does work. This here costs Private Sanctum. It takes a while, and you have to be quite thorough, but it allows you to make an area safe. However, I think that in time, there are more magical secrets to be unlocked from this wand. I thought, the way you're intuitive with magic and you seem to work within an experiment, maybe you might spend some time working on it.
As he's talking, my hand's like getting closer and closer to the wand. Yeah, I'll try.
God, I thought you might. And you might as well take this scroll with you. It's probably worthless. It's probably just a mistake, but it did cost me some money once upon a time, and I thought it was going to be interesting. It was from ancient ruins in Veralia. I really hope...
Well, it still could be. I'll definitely try. Keep trying at it. You never know.
Well, if something comes of it, you must bring it by. With that, we fade away. As you will enjoy an evening and afternoon with Verloc, I'm sure. And we flick to a couple of weeks later, where we come to Sebastian in his room. You have the scroll and you have the wand. What are you doing?
Well, the scroll's probably on my desk. I probably haven't really gone over it since I've got it. I'm more probably in the middle. I'm probably kind of like waving the wand around, just coming to the end of the casting time to cast the spell. What, you're giving me a confused look?
No, sorry, I'm giving my microphone a confused look. Carry on.
Yeah, and so like as I'm like kind of like gently like motioning the wand through the air, I'm gonna just cast it to fill my bedroom. And I'm gonna use the effect so that sound doesn't pass through it.
Right,
so I can't hear anything outside of my room.
Got it. Yeah. So you're going to be concentrating, so you're allowed to focus. Okay. As you finish up this spell, Timothy, the house cat, curls up on the end of your bed, and takes a look at you. And you can see him; his ears sort of twitch as he's a bit confused. As the deadening of the noise on the outside of the room confuses him a little bit, but he sort of goes back to sleeping. Yeah, what are we doing next?
Okay, so quick question. People can still hear me though, right? I just can't hear them.
I believe so.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll probably test it out. I'll open my bedroom door. I'll just be like, "Hey, Mom."
Let me just double check on that spell. No, sound doesn't pass either way.
Okay, well, I'll still test it out to see if anyone. I mean, yeah.
You shout, but nothing.
Okay, then I'll stick my head out of my bedroom door so that my head's not in the space. I'm like, "Hey, Mom."
Yes.
Say that again, and then as I say that, I'll quickly put my head back in.
Nothing.
And then, okay, cool. Okay, and then I'll stick my head back out. I'm like, "Hey, Mom, come here."
Okay, she comes up the stairs. And, after a minute or two.
Okay, and then I'll put my hands like on the sides of her arms and like place her in my room.
Yeah.
And then I'll step out of the door frame into the hallway, and I'll just start saying things and see how she responds.
You can't work out how she responds because she's also going, from the other side. Well, not you stood yourself the other side of the barrier to her, right?
Yeah.
So
I
neither
can
one of
hear
you can
things,
hear
but
the.
she can't. Yeah.
No, neither one of you can hear the other one. Sound can't pass through the barrier either way, so you're literally just...
Yeah.
Yeah, neither one of you can hear the other. She's looking at you like you're very confusing right now.
Okay, cool. And then I'll then move her, like I'll switch places with her, and then I'll start mouthing things.
She puts her head through your bedroom door. Is this some kind of game?
Don't you see what I've done?
Is this some kind of trick from the gnome?
It's not a trick, Mum. And Furlock has a name. I put up a
Wretched gnome.
No, I put up a barrier so that sound can't pass into it or through it.
Well, at least
Isn't that interesting?
it'll be incredibly useful late at night when you're reading those damn books of yours. And
I don't
practicing
read
your
out
magics.
loud.
You don't read out loud. We hear you with the incantations and strange
Well,
words
no,
that don't mean
those are-
anything late at night.
No, they do, Mom. They're verbal components. You need to say magical words for some spells.
This is really what you want, isn't it?
It's not what I want, it's what the world needs, Mom.
You know we
We
can't
need-
afford an apprenticeship at the Mages Guild, don't you?
I don't need an apprenticeship. I don't need a mage guild to learn about magic.
Just be careful, Sebastian.
When am I not careful? I haven't done anything.
Well, you did soundproof your room.
It won't last forever. It'll just last for like a day, I
Okay,
think.
and what if we're screaming from downstairs that the house is on fire and you need to get out?
Then come up and tell me. Or if the fire's upstairs, go round the back and throw a rock at my window, and then I'll know.
Always got an answer, boy, don't you? I've got to go and get the house ready for your father. We'll have fun with your... She sort of pokes her finger, like, into the thin air in the doorway. Thing.
It's not tangible, Mum. It's... Yeah, you can't touch it.
She's just sort of goes... Out she goes. Leaving you in the room.
As she walks away, I'll cast Prestidigitation so that she hears a couple of musical notes in her ear.
She sort of looks back at you.
Why? I thought it would be nice.
And she goes downstairs.
Okay, then I'll close my bedroom door and just kind of like roll my eyes. And then I'll place the wand on my desk. And then I'll pick up the scroll. And I'll... is my cat laid on, like, asleep on my bed, or is it on the floor?
No, it's curled up at the end of your bed.
Okay, yeah,
Not fast asleep, just sort of chilling.
Okay, yeah. I'll go sit next to my cat with said scroll. And I'll just be like, not out loud, obviously, but just kind of like reading over it in my head.
Okay. As you continue to read over it in your head, you see that it's almost like certain words on the page begin to glow. You see them rise out of the page towards you. Make a charisma save, please.
That's an 8.
It's a fail. At this moment, you feel the urge to begin reading. To begin reading out loud, but it's in a tongue that you don't even understand, but it feels like it's coming naturally to you. It starts off quite simply, but after 3 or 4 minutes, your voice is getting hoarse, you're barely able to take a breath, the voice that's coming out of your mouth is louder than anything you would normally be capable of making. And as you continue this incantation over and over, you see Timothy, the cat, rise into the air and begin turning in the air. You can't stop yourself. You keep going and going. And then Timothy's eyes go black. Completely black. The cat goes limp. And then you feel a strange distortion of your perception. Suddenly you're looking up at your own face, and you see your skin begin to become translucent. You can see through it, not to see inside, but to see through to the wall. As you begin to fade slowly away, you watch as your whole body fades away. As you look down, you see 2 white paws rested on the bed in front of you.
Okay. That was way more creepy than I was imagining it. Okay. I'll kind of like look down at my paws and be like, what? And then, I don't know if this is a thing, but I kind of imagine that I had a mirror on my wardrobe.
Yep, very much. I think you'd got a floor-length mirror in the side of the room.
Okay, great. I'll, I guess, jump off the bed.
Well, I don't. Give me an intelligence check here. Give me an intelligence check here, because I'm not sure you've even worked out you are the cat.
That's an 11.
Yeah, at this point, you go to get up, and you slip, and you feel yourself falling sideways, and then natural reaction kicks in, and you sort of turn your whole body over really quickly and land on 4 paws on the ground. And as you look up, you see Timothy, but it's not Timothy. You see that the eyes are more yours than Timothy's eyes ever were. His eyes were never green. His eyes were always green, sorry. And, yeah, I confused myself there. His eyes were always green. They were never like yours. Yours were a little golden in colour, although you had whites around your golden eyes. You most definitely have cat's eyes right now, but they are yellow in colour, not the green that Timothy once had. And you feel a sort of urge to stand up, like a human would. And as you stand, you feel sort of a cracking in your back. You hear some strange noises. You right yourself. As you look down at your paws, there were 5 sort of little curved over parts, but they begin to form into hands. But still furry, still with the paws and with the paw pads on the bottom. But there are little hands. Yeah, sort of. Little fingers. Very, very little fingers. They're, to all intents and purposes, they are quite like cat paws, except you can separate the different digits, and you have thumbs. Thumbs are useful.
I'll kind of like, I'll walk closer to the mirror.
Mm-hmm. As you do so, you barely got any control, and your tail sort of begins to wave behind your head. Carry
on. And then I'll just like look at myself up and down, and like then just look at my own reflections back. Fuck. And then I'll be like, Ma, and then I'll look over. I can't reach the door. Can I? Can I reach the handle?
Yeah, you can reach the handle easily. It's sort of head height for you.
Okay,
it's not a stretch up. It's just head height.
Yeah,
as you are approximately 2.5, almost 3 foot standing up, like this.
I'll go over and open the door, and then I'll. Can I tell if my mum's upstairs or downstairs?
Downstairs.
Okay, then I'll try
it's not a big house.
Sure. I don't know how steady I am on these feet, but I'll attempt to go down the stairs.
You seem to be tottering all right. You manage the steps quite easily. And you see your mum with her back to you in the kitchen.
Okay. So is there like, am I in the living room?
As you get to the bottom of the stairs, you're in sort of, I wouldn't really say you have a living room as such. It's a sort of, it's the drawing room. It's got a table, and a fireplace. It's where your family eat. It's where they spend their evenings.
From the table, can I see into the kitchen?
100%. From the bottom of the stairs, you can see your mum's back to you.
Okay, I'll climb onto the table and sit on the edge of it.
Are you sitting like a cat, or are you sitting like your legs are swinging down and you've sat up?
Yeah.
You know, like okay.
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
I'll like pause for a second, just like, hey, Mom, do you remember you was talking about magic?
As she turns, she just screams.
I'll stand up on the table, Mom. But calm
Sebastian,
down.
that's not funny.
No, Mom, this isn't a joke, okay? Okay. So listen.
That's more than a trick.
No.
What have you
Mom,
done to Timothy?
No, Mom. I'm tipped. Not Timothy. I don't know where he is mentally. I'm in his body.
Yes, I can see that. Where's he?
I don't know where he is.
You've killed the cat?
No, I didn't kill the cat.
Where's your body?
I'll go back to sitting down. Look, I don't know what happened to my body.
What? You don't know?
No, Mom.
Well, how long does this last? A day? A week?
Mom,
an hour?
I don't. Mom, I don't know.
You don't know? You did this on purpose?
No, stop. I didn't do this on purpose.
Brilliant.
No, Mom, just listen. I had to scroll.
A scroll from that wretched gnome?
Okay, stop. No, Felloc has a name, Mom. Okay, and we didn't know what it did. We couldn't even read it, and then I don't know what happened, but I managed to read it, and then
this is what you get for playing with magic.
Oh, Mom, magic's not like that, okay?
No, you're right. It's dangerous and it's serious.
No, Mom, it's not.
And now you're a cat.
No, Mom, it's not all danger. And then I'll
in the morning, you will be going back to that wretched gnome, and you'll be finding a way to reverse this.
No, it doesn't matter. I mean,
does it matter?
Yeah.
What sort of grandchildren are you going to give me?
What, Mom? We've talked about
a little.
Mom, we've talked about this. I don't want.
Will you be seeing another cat?
No, I don't care about that stuff. I told you this.
What will your father think?
Well,
and
I'm
what if you get run over by a horse?
No, I'm still alive,
Well, great. That's something we can celebrate, and everything else is wrong.
Well, would you prefer me dead?
No, I prefer you human.
Why does it matter if I'm human? I'm still your son. Come on. I mean, look, I can still do this. And I'll extend my hand and like a puff of sparks will come out. It's something she's seen me done before.
Right.
I've still got my magic.
I need some time. And I need to speak to your father. I'll tell him you're not well. You go out in the morning and you go and speak to that gnome.
No, I'll talk to Dad. I'm sure he'll be fine.
Yeah, tomorrow you can talk to Dad. First of all, go and talk to that gnome and see if this is a temporary thing. There is no reason to scare him if tomorrow you're going to be you again.
Okay, fine. I'll jump off of I'll get off of the table. I'll head back upstairs. I'll climb from the bed to the desk. And pick up the wand that's now staff-sized. And then I'll head on back downstairs. Mom, can you make me a jacket to wear or something? I mean, I know I have fur. I'm not saying I'm cold. I'm just saying.
Can we perhaps see whether you're still whatever this is tomorrow? Just let me have a night's sleep on it, okay?
Okay, well, I'm off then, I guess.
Off? Go upstairs.
You just told me to go
tomorrow, not now.
Wait, tomorrow. So I'm meant to hide in my room from Dad until tomorrow?
It's 9 o'clock. Take a nap. That's what Timothy would do. With a cat. Oh my god.
Mom, I'm not a cat. I'm just in a cat.
Not even a cat, you're the cat.
I'm just a cat. Would you treat a tabaxi like this?
The tabaxi have thousands of years of heritage, and they don't look like my Timothy. 12 years I had that cat. Well, where is he now? Where are you now? I can't even.
Mom, I feel like you're being kind of dramatic.
Kind of dramatic?
Yeah,
If you
I
came down
mean,
tomorrow and I was an elephant, you'd be perfectly fine with it?
if you were still you, then yes.
Well, I wouldn't be fine with it.
Well, that's fine for you. I'm the one who has to live with it.
You sure it's not gonna just fade off?
I don't know. I don't have the scroll anymore.
At this
When
moment, the door opens, the front door, and you see your mum's face just like... I, 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 she looks
Jimmy, this is Dad walking
Antonio,
in, right?
I can explain. You see your dad just look over and see your eyes staring out of Timothy's body, which is sat on the table, in very human
No, I would have
manner.
been. No, I would have been stood up. I remember because I went upstairs and came back down with.
Oh,
My
okay, yeah.
dinner.
So there you are, stood on the stairs, looking in point blank. He looks at you. Why is the cat standing up?
Dad, it's
Why
me.
is the... Oh... Okay, I'm not ready for this.
Dad, it's fine.
He looks to your mum. There's something to do with that wretched gnome.
He's not a wretched. Furlock has a name.
Yes.
You can't just treat people like this.
He is the king of mischief. And look at
It's-
you. How long is this?
I don't.
Where is your body? Where are you?
No,
What is going?
okay,
Where's
no,
Timothy?
well,
What is?
I'm here. First of all.
No, not this thing. Where are you? Where is your?
No,
Where is
so
your body? Where is
I
your
don't-
human bit?
I don't know where my body is. This is my.
You telling
body
me
now.
Timothy has walked off in your body somewhere?
No, the body disappeared, faded into nothing.
Is it coming back?
The scroll. Well, when you use a scroll, the scroll disappears as well.
Where did you get this scroll?
Furlock gave me it. He
Come
didn't
with
know
me.
what he did.
Right now.
No.
Come with me.
He didn't know what he did. Dad, it's not his fault.
He leans over and he's going to attempt to pick you up.
Oh no! I'll let him.
Picks you up and he sort of holds you at arm's length, like you're the cat that's just shat in the middle of the living room. And he sort of looks at you and he puts you down. You don't seem bothered by this.
I don't get what disadvantage I have now.
How are you going to protect yourself?
With
What are you
my
going to do for a living?
Well, I'm pretty sure other races have jobs. First of all,
How are you going to get to the top bookshelf?
I'll climb. Oh, and also, I'll protect myself with my magic. There is defensive magic that you can learn. I'll learn that.
Do we need to catch you fish?
No, I can. I can eat normally.
And you? Do you know? Have you tried it?
Well, no, I haven't had the.
Do you know how to look after your body as a cat? Do you know how to clean yourself?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, I do. I, lick myself, and as I lick,
oh
I'll go
god,
to lick
the bath
as
is
I-
going to be a nightmare.
as I go to lick my, my paw, I find it very relaxing.
Well, your mother always said one day the magic would do something that none of us were expecting.
That's usually, yeah. Well, when you experiment with magic, that's usually what happens. Otherwise, you don't know what you can do.
It's still you, I guess. Your mother turns to him. You can't be seriously considering that this might be okay. We don't know when it's going to wear off. He could be a cat for a year. And Antonio turns around to his wife and his body disappeared. He could be a cat for life. Where's my Timothy? And then he turns to her and you bloody hated that cat.
Also, why are you so concerned about Timothy?
I don't know. She bloody hated that cat. I think you should go and see Furlock tomorrow. And you should also go to the Guild of Mages. I'm just saying that they are experts and they may know if you are at risk. Cats don't live all that long, and Timothy wasn't a young cat.
Okay, fine. I'll go to the Mages Guild if I have to.
Just to ask them if you're in danger. I know you don't like them. I know you want to do your own research and your own experiments. And, well, it can't go much more wrong than it has done today, can it? Can it?
I mean, it could. I could think of several things that could have happened that would have been worse.
Yeah, you could be dead. I'm glad that you are instead. Whatever this is. You know, there are some advantages to that body, are there not? Wait, I've got to test something. He runs to the kitchen and he comes back with a ball of string. He pulls like an extended line of it, and then he starts to like waggle it in the air.
What, across my face?
Like in front of you, yeah, like a toy.
Okay, can I take it from him?
You can, but I'm wondering whether you have any cat urges at this moment, or whether you're just getting annoyed because your dad's waving a ball of string in front of your face.
No, I'm gonna take it if I can.
As you do so, you sort of swipe out, catch it with your claws, and pull it close to you.
Dad, I don't want to call you a racist. I'm keeping this, by the way.
At least it's a house-trained cat. Right. Do you want me to come with you tomorrow to Hobondon?
Well, I don't know much defensive magic right now, so...
There is a carriage going in the morning. I'm more than happy to accompany you with it, but we'll be safe either way.
I'll go. It's fine. I'll go. I did this, so...
Yes, you did. And with that, we shall let you and your family share a strange evening of trying to come to terms with this. And the following morning, you head to Hobondon to visit Furlock. Takes a look at you, and first he seemed a little scared, and then he seems absolutely fascinated. But in the end, he's powerfully curious, and he looks you over and... Well, how does it feel?
It doesn't feel like anything.
No feline urges?
Oh my gosh, no. I'm not gonna go chasing mice.
I'm making sure that you haven't still got the original cat's consciousness within your mind. That would be quite troublesome if you and somebody else were sharing the same body, would it?
No, I'm pretty sure I don't have a cat's mind inside of me. I'm just me.
And how does your magic function?
I mean, pretty normally, I think. And
wait. And he goes and gets a scroll out, and he hands it, puts it in front of you. Here, use this.
Okay, I'll open the scroll. Do I know what it... Does it say what it is, or... Alright, well, I'll hold my hand out and aim away from us, just in case.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll start reading the scroll.
As you do so, not only do you read the scroll, but you feel like you're absorbing the magic. A sort of magical barrier appears around you in the form of a shield. A sort of thin, translucent barrier in the air, and then it's gone. Wow. So not only do you still have access to your magic, but seems to be a little... Sebastian, you were never going to be a strong mage. Wow. Your magic hadn't developed all that much in your age, and well, this is something new. Something stronger. But I suppose we can't call it a wand in your hands, can we? That staff. Keep it. There is definitely something inside it to be unlocked. I don't know what yet. I'm terribly sorry that this has happened to you.
You don't have to. It really doesn't bother me.
No?
No, I don't get why everyone thinks it should.
I don't. I understand why you're happy the way you are. However, I do feel like it would have been kind of me to have done it in a way that you ended up with a choice.
Well, you didn't know what it did. I didn't know what it
No,
did. It
I
could have been
didn't, and
anything.
I let you experiment with it and see what happened.
Yeah.
That's pretty frightening, and, well... kind of suits you, you know. Always wanted to be a little out of the limelight. You know we're going to have to report this to the Mages Guild, don't you? It is what I believe they call a circumstance of unusual happening in magic. Do you want me to go for you?
No, I'll go.
I've got a contact there. Her name's Serena.
Serena.
Yeah, she's a little less... She doesn't have a stick up her ass. It's worth having a chat with her and just... They're all going to want to look at you. I'll warn you right now, they're all going to want to look at you, but stomach it for a few moments and, well, they might have a way to help you. And come see me on your way back.
Okay. And then I'll, because I was just sat down, so I'll like lazily get up, and head out.
Okay, and you are able to head to through to the main part of Harbondon. Excuse me, will I just adjust? Okay, so you are currently over at Furlock's Shack, which is down in the bottom left somewhere. There we go, over at Furlock's Shack. And obviously, the one thing you do know is that at the city of Harbondon, you have to provide your papers at the gate to get in. Now, whilst you did bring your papers, you're also a cat. How would you go about trying to get into the city?
Oh, I know how I'm going to get into the city.
Go on.
I will walk straight up to the gates.
Okay. So, as you wander on up to the gates, you get to about here. At this point, a woman who's coming past you looks at you and does a double take. She's looking around for whoever is the owner of the trick cat. She shakes her head to herself, and you are able to head on up to the gate, where two guards stand with their lances in hand and leant into the ground, are they? Here! Gustav, do you see that? The cat's walking on two legs. What's that about? The other guy looks back at him. Do you know what, Harry? I've never seen that in my life. What? What on earth? He's coming towards us.
Yeah, hi, I'm
Oh my good God! It's talking.
Yeah, I'd like to get into the city. I have all my paper here.
You keep your papers, Mister?
My name's Sebastian.
Sebastian? You keep your paper. He opens the city gate.
Okay, thanks.
Go on through.
Why are you guys being so... it's whatever. Oh.
Good God. Gustav, did you see that? That cat just spoke to us. I've never seen anything like that in my life. I think I must be going mad. It's magic these days. Oh my God.
As I walk past him, I'll go down on all fours and look up to one of them. Meow. And keep walking.
I think we're losing our minds. And then you're able to get into the main city. You would know where the Mages Guild is and are able to make your way up the street. A couple of times, people do a double take in front of you, assuming you're walking on two legs.
Yeah, I would have stood back up.
But nobody pays you too much attention. I think in a city like this, in Central Street especially, people are hustling and bustling. They're not really paying attention to the forwards and backwards of life, and you're able to get up to Nocturne's Walk and take a ride. And as you get up towards the Mages Guild, you see a blue-cloaked figure outside. He has a long... It's like a scroll, but it's affixed to two wooden slats, and he has a quill in his hand, and he's making notes, and looks up and... Name, can I help you?
My name's Sebastian
Oh my
Belmont.
god! Wow.
I'm from.
Come on in. I'm coming in with you, if that's okay. Sorry, you said your name was Sebastian.
Sebastian Belmont.
And he
I'm
goes
from-
in, and you see he doesn't even listen to anything else you say. He opens the door, he goes in, and you see him use a wand to sort of paint a symbol on the wall. And soon that symbol glows out gold, and you see it transform into a large door. He says, "Come on, quick, come through here." He opens the door, and he leads you in. And he leads you into what appears to be a sort of it's a... Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Sorry. He leads you into a sort of library as such. There we go. And at the center of this library is a large green orb that turns on its own with golden lights. And standing at one of the desks on the side is a lady. She's probably in her late 40s, early 50s. She's got long grey hair that's sort of pulled up into a bun on her head. But she's got soft eyes and an easy smile, and she looks over. "You've got yourself a unusual familiar there, Tomric. Serena, this is no familiar. May I introduce you to Sebastian Belmont?" And he sort of gestures for you to go forwards.
I kind of like look up to him like with a weird look, and then start walking forward.
Don't tell me you don't know you're not fascinating.
It's not that big of a deal, okay?
That is some serious magic going on. Come on, tell us, how did this happen? Are you a human in a cat's body, or are you a cat that's been brought to humanity and understanding?
I was a human.
Oh, you're a cat. Is that a polymorph? Is that a disguise? An illusion?
No, I found this scroll. And I couldn't really read it, and then this kind of power came over me.
You feel like you couldn't stop reading it? This is
Yeah,
Serena talking.
Yeah, I was kind of compelled to keep reading the scroll.
That's going to be one of the scrolls of old. It must have been one of the old elven scrolls. They say that once you start reading, you can't stop. The enchantment happens whether you like it or not.
Yeah, and then my house cat was sat next to me, and
you transferred your own consciousness.
Yeah, my obviously the scroll disappeared after I used it. So did my body.
Your body disappeared. That's a good sign. That means that you will not have the standard life of a house cat. You'll at least have some longevity to you. And are you able to perform any magic in this body?
Yeah. I will. I've only got prestidigitation, right?
A prestidigitation, give me an intelligence check.
Ooh, 19.
You sense that maybe you might be able to do something different, but you don't know what.
I'll try and do that different thing.
Okay. Give me a roll to hit, please.
Oh, no. That would have been funny if it was just D100 and then it's just Dimension Door.
No. This is a very definitive effect.
So am I just rolling a D20?
Yeah, plus 4, I think. Yes.
Oh, okay.
4.
So yeah, I'll just
spell attack.
Yeah. 5.
Okay. Yeah, you sort of gesture with a hand, and you sort of feel like you might be able to do something else, but you don't know what. And then all of a sudden, a sort of line of flame comes out of your hand and flies over towards the desk, and you see Serena. Well, that's oh, hold on, and she summons a sort of ball of water that just drops onto the desk, putting out the fire that you've just caused on her papers. Never mind, they weren't important, but I must say you are quite fascinating.
Can I if you giving me the green light, can I go now, or do
You don't
I?
want to be a part of the Mages Guild?
Um, no, I don't like rules.
No,
So,
I understand that, but surely you like learning, discovering, experimenting, finding new things.
well, I'd rather not do that with restrictions.
There's only two restrictions at the Mages Guild.
Which are?
Don't summon demons without proper preparations, and don't kill. That's all. Well, anyway, I'll let you have a think about it, but can I give you something? I hope you don't think me weird.
What is it?
It's just a way of contacting me if you ever have any questions.
Questions about what?
Anything. Anything magically related, or... Look, I'm just saying, if you do, down the line, want to join the Mages Guild, I want to be your contact in the guild. And with that, she pulls out a small sort of... it's an iron ring. And you see it's got inscription all over it. And you do see that her name is part of the inscription. And she presses it into your paw. It's been a pleasure to meet you, young Sebastian Belmont. I won't forget that. I will warn you, well, first of all, where do you live? Where do you come from?
I'm from Sandringham.
Not far. One of the elders will have to come and do a little perusal to make sure that you're not a danger to yourself or anybody else. I don't see any reason why you would be, but it is in their nature to check. Other than that, you're of course free to go and be as you please, be as you are. And I'm so pleased you came.
Can I? I guess since I'm an a precious commodity, considering what I am and what I was capable of doing to myself.
Unique.
Yeah. Do you think, you have this big library? I'm sure you've read all the books.
Nobody has read all the books here, but go on.
Do you have like a spare copy of defensive magic around that I could
I have a few
borrow and
books.
never give back?
There are different forms of defensive magic, but in your small form, I can think of something that would be good. Have you a way of carrying a large tome back with you?
Yes. I can try and find a way to make a smaller book. Unless you can put it in a smaller book.
I can't put it in a smaller book, but I might have a satchel that might fit you. I think one of my old component pouches might work. And she rustles through a few drawers and a couple of cupboards, and eventually comes out with a bag that you would be able to strap over you, and it would sort of, yeah. In all honesty, we can see it in the picture. It's a nice little square. And she sort of packs the book into it. Abjuration magic is... It's not the most difficult of magics, but a master of it can be truly powerful. It's not about the magic you use, but how you choose to employ it. It's about using your intelligence. About thinking ahead. In the nicest possible way. I'm not particularly sure you thought ahead in the process of transforming yourself into this form, but...
If I thought ahead before doing anything, I'd never get anywhere.
But proper planning is an important part of abjuration magic. But if you do so, you will be able to protect yourself. And here, take this. And you see there's a line of crystals on her desk. She hands you one, and in time you may be able to produce a magical barrier that prevents people from hurting you. It'll be useful in your small form, but you will need one of these. They're ochre crystals. They are forged in the unusual mountains and volcanoes of Gazellan. And when a mage chooses to armor himself in a magical form, they need one of these to cast it. They soak enchantments very well. In time, you'll read about it. It's on page 13 of that book, I believe. She pops it into your bag.
Jeez, you had a moment to say the page that Snape says, and you missed it.
I don't know what page that is. Turn to page...
I think it's 394. I don't know, though.
394.
Maybe that's wrong.
Yes, well, anyway, it's not page 13. So off she packs you with the crystal and the book and your little new bag, and she turns to Tomnik as you're leaving. And he's got to be one of Furlock's. He already thinks that the Mages Guild is full of rules and restrictions. What a shame. But I'm glad he sent him here. Good luck!
I'll just slightly lift my staff and kind of wave a few times.
Give me a wisdom check at this point.
I'm going to stop rolling on D&D Beyond. I don't know why.
No, you can roll on D&D Beyond. It's fine.
Oh, wrong dice. That is a 15.
You notice that although your eyesight is a little different than it used to be, you don't see as well in the light, but you're able to discern more of what's in the shadows. One thing that has changed is your hearing. It's not necessarily that your hearing's any better, but it's directional. The more you spend time in this body, the more you realize that if you point your ears towards something, you can hear a little more clearly. Perhaps if you were in your human form, you wouldn't have been able to hear them talking from when you walked away. However, the louder sounds can really cloud your ability to pick up anything. It's going to take some practice. And with that, you're able to leave and return to... Well, is there anywhere else you're going in Harbonner before you return to Furlock?
I don't think so.
Okay, so as you wander on down, the guards open the gate for you with no hesitation, and you're able to head back to Furlock's shack. Which is no shack. As you enter, you see that he is, as you knock, I guess, and he invites you in. You'll see that he is sat at his desk and he's drinking from a large fluted glass, a purple liquid. And he seems to be engaged in deep conversation with a bunny rabbit that is sat inside a box. As you move closer, he's fascinating. It's still fascinating, Sebastian. Fascinating.
What is?
You!
But, I mean, the magic is, but I'm you know... They said at the Mages Guild that it might have been an ancient elven scroll.
Well, it would be from Veralia. Yes, that's where we got it from.
They said that that they might send someone to come see me, but
they will. Fine. They'll probably send multiple people to stare at you rudely, but well.
They did give me this though, and I'll open my satchel and take out the book.
Abjuration magic, eh? Not as exciting as conjuration or transmutation, of course. And not as destructive as evocation, but... Well, given your form and... Well, yeah, I could see it. It would be useful. Do spread yourself across all the arts, though. Otherwise, how would you make whiz pop, for example? He toasts you with the glass. Takes a little sip, and he hiccups, and that hiccup comes up in a little melody. And then he looks at you. For example.
You and this whiz pop.
My greatest invention to date.
But you don't sell it to anyone.
No, and that's what makes it the best of inventions. It is just there for the fun and the enjoyment. Like all magic should be. Ah, that reminds me. Speaking of transmutation, I have got you something. Here. And he brings you out a small book. It is definitely designed for your size. And it looks like it's leather bound. And it's inscribed quite neatly in Furlock's hand, which you recognize. And he's written on the front Sebastian Belmont in gold lettering. Yeah, it's a spell book. There's only one spell in it right now. But it's a spell all good mages should know. I think you'll be able to learn it quite well. And that spell you cast earlier, I got you another shield, another scroll of it. You cast shield. Here, perhaps you might be able to write this into your spellbook too. But this spellbook, it is, it's going to be very attached to you, I will warn you. Well, once we complete the ritual, it will be bonded to you. Which means that if you leave it on the side, it might chase you down, but it will prevent anybody else from stealing it or looking inside it. And it may make writing spells up a little easier for you, as it will be bound to just you.
I'll open the book. What spell's already inside?
As you look in, give me an Arcana check.
It's a 14.
Yep, you understand that this is a spell that definitely is targeting enemies. And what it does is summon multiple beads of force. It can be beads, darts, anything that you particularly want. Yeah, you can launch them into an enemy. That'll protect you a little bit, and some people may see you as prey. This will tell them that you are not.
Thank you. I really appreciate this. What ritual did you want to do?
Well, if you place your hand upon the book, we will bind it to you. The book will
do so.
Occasionally bite, but it won't bite you. And with that, he begins to chant, and the gold light sort of comes from the book and binds around your arm. And you feel the book warm up to the point that at some point you almost go to drop it. And it quickly sort of... It opens and closes like its wings, and it flies up and lands on your shoulder. And sort of then repetitively bumps you until you take hold of it.
I'll do so. I'll grab it.
I don't think it likes to be put down. Just saying. And here, ooh. Is that from Serena, that bag?
Yeah. She gave me it and the book.
May I take a look? They used to do something. Just here. This component, just here. And he pulls the two little latches, and it unveils a little scroll case at the bottom. There you go. It's from a little wizard's bag. You do know you're walking around naked, right?
I asked my mom to make me like a top or something, but she wanted to see if I could get turned back into a human first.
Oh, those days are sailed, I'm afraid. But I don't think that's too upsetting for you, is it? Well, you and I are now somewhat of a height. You may borrow one of my cloaks just to head home, but yeah. Your mother's a good seamstress. She'll make you something nice, I'm sure. How did they take it?
There was a lot of screaming and shouting.
Well, it must have been a surprise, no?
I guess.
I wish I was there.
But I think they'll be okay.
They love you. Of course they'll be okay. My mother was a witch. She hated magic. I don't mean a witch in the magical sense. God. All she ever wanted me to do was work on the mining and the crystals. God, I hated that woman. Extracting those flippin' crystals. But my father always told me to pursue what I thought was right and what I thought was fun, and to do what made me happy. I'd love to see that old chap again. Take yourself home, Sebastian, and have fun.
I'll just nod and then turn and walk away.
Okay. It's a little wait, but after a couple of hours, the merchant's cart is heading back through Sandringham on its way to Yuccan.
Oh, I'm not just hitchhiking down the road.
No. You had made agreements with said merchant to take the journey back, and as you go back, you'll be able to research your shield spell and put it in your spell book. Then you're able to flick through your book, and you find just inside the cover as you open the book that she slipped a scroll inside. That mage armor she was talking about. And you're able to travel home. And I think that's...
on the... Oh no, never mind. I won't be able to do that. That's fine.
You are able to write shield into your spellbook, though. And,
Well, I can't without, like, a pen. Because I was going to say, on the ride home, I'd put mage armor in the book, but I don't have a pen or ink. So I'll just wait till I get home.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. But yeah, you'll be able to do so when you get back. And I think we will leave it there. Sebastian Belmont, the cat. Your official race is Munch Kitten, is that correct?
Yes.
Yes, and we have a few... Do you have any abilities at this point?
Yeah, I have everything from the race.
Oh, of course you do. Yeah, you don't gain racials later. So you'll be charming people and
Yes,
tucking yourself into small spaces.
Yes, I have a charm. I can fit into any space that I can fit my head through.
You don't step on stupid. Yes.
And caltrops don't affect me, and I can walk in between people's legs.
Sounds good to me. Okay. Yeah. Did you have fun?
Yeah, I did. Did you?
Unveiling the beginning of Sebastian. Yeah, I think. Furlock is one of my favorite characters I've ever written, and I think Sebastian just suits him as a friend. I think they both have this kind of idealist view of like magic's there to be played with and experimented with and to see what happens. So yeah, I'm really interested in seeing where that ends up. I liked your interaction with your mum. It was great. I hope you enjoyed the sort of reaction of your parents. Obviously, you didn't know how they were going to react. So yeah, I'd like to say a prayer for Timothy. Rest in peace, poor Timothy. Never to be seen again. Never mind. He was a shit cat anyway. And he was like 13. He'd lived plenty long enough. Enough of that dude. Yeah. I'm not going to do MVPs for solo session, I don't think. But were there any highlights for you?
I mean, I want to say all of it, but yeah, just the whole thing. It was very fun. Yeah, I just enjoyed all of it. Nothing specific, I don't think.
And if you enjoyed the interaction with the Mages Guild, or more specifically with Serena, keep an eye out for Kiavo or Jamal, who is a little closer to Serena than Sebastian.
I was going to ask something, but I don't know if it's spoilers or not.
Probably. So let's leave it there. Yeah, okay. So I think we will end there. If you would like to say goodbye.
Goodbye.
I will see you soon.